Good day. My name is Professor Penning, and I am here to talk to you about the 100 Years' War. Now, the 100 Years' War first started in 1347. The first real big battle of the 100 Years' War was the Battle of Crecy. Now, the Battle of Crecy was the first evidence of cannons being used in medieval warfare. Now, during the 100 Years' War, the tactics were very different. For the French, they used heavy-armored knights and crossbowmen. For the English, they used lightly armored troops and longbowmen. Now, during the 100 Years' War, the longbow seemed to be dominating the battlefield. Now, the English archers were very well skilled, whereas with the French crossbowmen, even though they learned how to shoot a crossbow in a week, the English archers, it took 10 years to learn how to use a longbow, but the longbow was still much faster than the crossbow, which is why it led to many successful victories during the 100 Years' War. And also, at Crecy, the English also used a cannon. Now, the cannon was very slow at reloading. It was one cannonball, probably per hour. But however, the crossbow was also, again, the French knights also used crossbowmen. Now, a crossbow can get 1, maybe 2 bolts per minute, whereas with an English longbow, a good English archer can loose about 12 arrows per minute. Now, according to the chronicler, they say at the Battle of Crecy, the French hired 6,000 Genoese crossbowmen, going up against 2,000 English longbowmen. Now, the English longbowmen, from fighting with the Welsh, had planted sticks in the ground, which could easily create a medieval shish kebab for the French. And also, they had their archers stand in between these wooden planks, and then pick them off with their longbows. And as for the crossbowmen, when they first went charging down the field, they went in first, trying to pick the English longbowmen off. But it had rained, so now their crossbows were practically useless. They could, instead of shooting 300 yards, which is a greater distance than a longbow, they could only shoot about maybe 20 to 30 feet. So, when the English archers shot their bows, they shot 200 yards and they were well in range. The French were well in range of the English longbowmen. And since they could feel the sting of the English longbow, they did the only sensible thing a soldier would do. They made a tactical retreat. This was seen as an unforgivable betrayal by the French. Hot with pride and anger, the Duke of Elizonce cried out, "Kill me this rebel!" And then they started slaughtering their own crossbowmen. And eventually the English longbowmen were the only archers on the field, and they took down the French's cavalry charge, and the English won the first battle of the 100 Years' War. I'm Casey Penning, and this is the 100 Years' War, the Battle of Crecy. Thank you.